Thank you to the Remastered Experience for sponsoring today's video. Are you looking for a new art and tech event in Rotterdam? Look no further than the Remastered Experience. You can explore interactive underwater worlds, take an elevator up to the clouds, visit heaven and hell, and then get ready for a cool show where you'll see the artwork of Dutch masters come to life. Now, I could tell you about all of the things that you can see, but part of the adventure is experiencing it and discovering it for yourself. What I will say is that the experience grabs your attention from the start and just doesn't let go. By using sound, light, and other interactive elements, all of your senses are engaged. At the end, you can even make your own artwork that becomes part of the show. I was really moved and just felt the art in an entirely different way than I had experienced it before. So if you're planning to be in Rotterdam, and especially during the Herfstvakantie, you can check out the link in my description box. Thank you so much once again to the Remastered Experience for partnering with us. And now on to today's video. Hi, welcome to Jovie's home. Today, I would like to talk to you guys about what you need to know when you move to the Netherlands. We are going to call this the starter guide to the Netherlands, and I'm going to go over the most important issues for you guys in a very short and concise way, but I do want to touch upon all of the things that are going to be the most important for you to know when you come here. So if that sounds good to you, why don't you come on in, kick off your shoes and stay a while. I'm really glad you're here. First up, before you even move to the Netherlands, obviously you need to have a visa in place. You will either move here on a student visa or on a partner visa or on a work visa, so just make sure that that is all in place before you come here. Otherwise, you might have to leave the country until your visa papers are in order and then have to come back, and nobody wants that. In addition, if you are coming here for a job, if you are a knowledge migrant or a highly educated, highly skilled person, make sure that when you are negotiating for your job, you inquire whether or not you are eligible for what is called the 30% ruling, which has to do with some tax issues, but certainly your employer will be able to tell you whether or not you are eligible for that, and then they would have to apply for that on your behalf. Also, when you are considering moving to the Netherlands, certainly you should know about the average cost of living. The Netherlands is a very expensive European country to live in particular with housing and the prices of goods and services, very, very expensive. I will link a video that I made all about the cost of living somewhere here, and you can give that a watch if you are looking for more information on that. When considering housing, you should understand that in this moment, in 2021, in the Netherlands, there is a housing crisis. There is certainly a shortage of houses or apartments available for people. It is incredibly difficult to find a place to live in this moment. That said, I would suggest that you guys, if you're looking from abroad and you want to have something arranged in place by the time that you arrive, you hire an agent. That is going to be the most trustworthy way, in my opinion, to get housing and not just trust somebody on Facebook or online and send in your money, because there are a lot of scams going on and you just don't want that. You don't want to have given up thousands of euros of your money to somebody only to arrive to the country and realize that you don't actually have a place to stay. Your BSN number, I mean, you need it for literally everything. When you register where you're living, you need your social security number, your BSN number. When you open a bank account, you need your BSN number. So just know that this is super, super important. And that should be also a top priority. Once you get your BSN number, I really encourage you to immediately also go on the website and register for a DigiD, which is like a digital ID. In the Netherlands, they are really moving more and more paperless, and really important documents and things that are happening that you need to sign and stuff, you're going to be able to do that online, and you sign them or you access them using this DigiD, or your digital identification number, which is of course connected to your BSN number. The DigiD is an app. It helps you, like if you're trying to log into your tax system, you're going to need to use also your DigiD app, and it just makes things a lot easier. Also connected to having that DigiD is, for example, right now we are using this app called the Corona Check, and that is just shows that whether you've had a vaccine, if you've had COVID recently, or if you have a negative test, but you use this app to get into everywhere. The restaurants, the shops, like all that stuff, you're gonna need to use this to check it. And that is also connected to your DigiD. So basically all I'm saying is you need a DigiD, it's super important. Once you get your BSN number, get the DigiD, and then you'll be okay. In the Netherlands, unlike our neighbors in Germany, we here are a mostly cashless society. There are more places where you can only pay with a card than there are places where you can use cash. Many Dutch people do not have a credit card or anything like that. Credit cards are not really accepted in so many places. For example, a supermarket might not accept credit cards, just know that. So you should make it also a priority to open up a Dutch bank account where you are gonna get this Dutch PIN pass and you can do mobile payments and things. Keep in mind though that you probably will not be able to open up a bank account without your BSN number. So these things kind of follow a path where you have to get this one thing in order to be able to do this other thing. And yeah, just be prepared. So maybe when you first come here, keep your old bank account in whatever country you're coming from. You can use the ATMs to withdraw cash, but it will certainly be challenging for you to be actively part of Dutch society until you have a Dutch bank account. Dutch health insurance is the next thing that you should think about. Not just think about, the next thing that you should arrange. Every person living here over the age of 18 is required by law to carry Dutch health insurance. And if you don't, you will be fined. This is not a joke. This is not something that is just like, maybe they catch me, maybe they don't. They will find you, they will catch you, they will catch up to you, and it's not gonna be pleasant. Dutch basic health insurance covers a lot. That's what I personally carry, and that's been enough for me. It covers all of the things that I need. The premium insurances, they cover some things that maybe are important for you. One website that I like to use a lot when comparing my health insurance is independer.nl. I'll leave that linked below. Not affiliated with it, but it's just what I use. And I compare insurance policies every like November, December, check what's gonna be the cheapest for the coming year, and I change my health insurer. Get a bike. Once you have all those things arranged, or maybe even the first thing you do when you arrive here is you get a bike so you can get around. I just wanna mention that you can get what's called a swap fiets, which is like kind of like a bicycle subscription or a bicycle rental. Where you pay a monthly fee and then you have this bike, but if it breaks or something happens with it, you take it back and then they give you another one, and that's kind of it. So you have the swap fees option. You can also buy one in a secondhand market. You can find them on Facebook, on Marktplaats. You can find bikes for sale everywhere. And if you just want to get a brand new bike that is yours and you want a pretty one or whatever, you can also go to a sports shop like a Decathlon or one of the many bike shops that are here, and you can get yourself a bike. Then you need to get yourself an OV chip card, unless you're gonna get a car, but get yourself an OV chip card. An OV chip card is a little card that you can use on all the public transportation in the whole country. So you can use it on a tram, you can use it on a train, you can use it on a bus. If it's public transportation, you can use your OV chip card. You are able to buy like a day card or a day pass or a ticket, something like that, if you don't use public transportation frequently. But if you are using it frequently, you can also get subscriptions, which will make your travel significantly cheaper. You can also link it to, for example, to your bank account, so that every time your balance falls below, I don't know, €5 or whatever limit you tell it, it will automatically recharge itself, so you always have money to travel on public transport. It is very handy. It is also personalized for you, so you will upload a picture of yourself and you will get this card with your picture. Do know that there are certainly random checks carried out here. And if you are caught traveling on public transportation without having paid for it, you will get another big fine, and you don't want that. Find Huisarts. Huisarts is your main point of contact for anything health related in the Netherlands. Whether you need to go to a specialist for anything, that all is funneled through the Huisarts. I have videos about that. I'll link something here. You can have more details about that. The most important thing I want to tell you here is that when you register yourself with a Huisarts, you can do that when you are not sick. So as soon as you have your home or whatever address, you look for a Huisarts in the neighborhood and you just register yourself there, so that when you are sick, you are able just to call and get an appointment. Do know that the first appointment is probably going to be one where you just go for 5 minutes to meet the doctor, just to introduce yourself and to establish yourself as a patient there. And the reason to have it somewhere in your neighborhood, very close to you, is because if you are incredibly sick and you cannot go to the doctor, oftentimes they will come to you to visit you at home, but they're not going to be traveling across the city to find you. So just make sure that you can find a Huisarts in your local community and you will be good to go. Get yourself a Dutch phone number. You can get a standard kind of contract that you sign it for a year or two with one of the big providers. But also what I found interesting is that there are a lot of these pay-as-you-go or prepaid phone options. I would suggest Labara if you're gonna go for one of those. It's very easy to top up online. It's very reliable. I have had no problems with that service. I used it for many years. So if you have, I don't know, your own phone and you don't need a new phone and you just wanna get a new SIM card with a local phone number, it is possible. If you're here short term and you wanna use it, that is also very possible. Just get one of these cards. So there you go. And the last thing that I would like to talk to you guys about today is about your driving license, especially if you're going to be driving here. If you are coming from a non-EU country, there are some that you can exchange your Dutch driving license for, some where you would have to do all the exams again, and some that depends on your visa type, whether you're a diplomat or if you're coming in on a 30% ruling, you might be able to keep or exchange your license without any exams. There are lots of different rules. I cannot cover every country here, but just know that you should check that out and know that if you're coming, for example, from the United States on a 30% ruling, there is a time limit for how quickly you need to change your American license for a Dutch one. And if you don't, then you're gonna have to do the exams all over again. On the other hand, if you are from an EU country, you might think, well, I don't need to change my driving license. And that is true. You can drive with your EU license within the Netherlands. That is true. But if you're going to be living here long term, it's also okay just to go ahead to the municipality and say, I would like to exchange my Spanish license for a Dutch one. This can take a couple of weeks, and I do want to let you know that in that time, they take your Spanish license. I'm just using Spain as an example, but they'll take your license while they're preparing your Dutch one, and in that 2-3 weeks or so, you will not be able to drive. So I would suggest that it's a great time to, apply for that when you're going on holiday out of the country and you're not going to be driving or something, so that you can have that time for that. So yeah, license exchanges. Check out the rules between the Netherlands and whichever country you are coming from. So you guys, that is it. That is my starter guide to the Netherlands, things that you should keep in mind and watch out for. I would love to know if you've recently moved, as I said. Let me know if I missed something or what you found helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you so much for coming over and spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye.